I'm going to pound away at this for a little while. I'm going to pound away at the idea. I'm going to keep reinforcing the idea that we have to call out the people that are presented to us as the enlightened bunch, the artists that are producing the work, what I call in the age of fission, that are really quite irrelevant. They're totally irrelevant. And I'm going to put a little bit of a recording in the background to actually show you what I mean and why I want to keep pounding away at this. The idea that we allow the people that have nothing to say to us to take the field. And those people that are actually making a difference in all of our lives are ignored, discarded, ridiculed, made fun of. This is the playbook that happens all the time. And before I go on about this little thing, I posted a video. I took it back. I took it down. I withdrew it for now. It's on my GoFundMe page. I was very impulsive. I got to organize this better because on my GoFundMe page, I'm asking for a lot of money, a lot of support from people to produce this work that I want to put into this museum, and I got to structure it right. I can't just sort of put it up like a YouTube video. I'm in the studio. I'm in between paintings, and I post a video. It's an impulsive thing most of the time, and the GoFundMe page. And there are just a few people that saw it. I took it down, and I will put it back up again. It's up there, but it's not functioning at this point because I'm going to refine it. I'm going to make it look right because this has to be done right. It can't be done haphazard, impulsively. It has to be done right. And I'm talking to some people that understand how to present something in a proper way. I mean, I'm a painter. I make paintings. I'm not a marketing person. I'm not somebody that really is capable. Like Picasso, he was the consummate marketing guy, self-promoter. I'm not a great self-promoter like most of the good artists usually are. You know, they can't really do it that well. Their work speaks for them. But what I want to do is pound away at this. For people watching, I said in one of my videos, what you can actually do is comment on these artists that have been your favorites. And I'm going to play in the background. Let's see, where is it? In the background, a group that I don't listen to. What crap music? Coldplay. I bet some of you people like Coldplay. You know, Brian Eno and his meaningless garbage. This sort of La La Land music. This is, and they did an album. They did an album a while, 2008, whenever, and they called it Viva la Vida. Oh, it's a Spanish title, Viva la Vida and All His Friends. And they used on the cover, magnificent painting, Liberty Leading the People. A French artist called Delacroix in 1830 painted this painting, and it had quite a lot of repercussions, this painting. This is why I still believe that we're going to be able to make a difference through the art, because the art, as I've always said, creates spirit. It creates spirit. Not this art. Not this art. So when I say that art creates spirit, it's basically like this painting by Delacroix. I'm going to put it up. This painting by Delacroix. There is an energy. There is a passion there. There's an understanding, and the idea that the French went through a whole lot of mayhem, murder, killing. The Robespierre 1789 revolution till 1799 or however, 1789. I think it lasted like 5 years, but it continued. And it was an attempt to eliminate the oligarchs from their lives, because the oligarchs, the Bourbons and the Windsors and the Habsburgs and the people that basically anoint themselves as the representatives of the omnipotent being, which goes back to Akhenaten, somewhere in Egyptology. If you search out Akhenaten, these people just sort of take the field and say, we're the representatives of God, so follow us. And people say, oh, okay, like we follow these jerk-offs, these Coldplay jerk-offs. Have they opened their pie hole about what we're facing? No, of course not. But they use the inspiration, what people understand is spirit in their lives. You look at this painting, and it transmits an incredible spirit, a resolve to actually eliminate these pansies, these sissies and dresses that run the show. They can't wipe themselves without us, and we allow them to continue. And this has been going on in history, especially after the Enlightenment. There is this understanding, and you have, well, in English history, I'm not a historian, but you've got the English, what is that? The Parliament comes in, you have Charles. Interestingly, I think in 1830, Charles X they're all called the same, but they obviously have all the mother in. Charles, whoever was in England, was deposed, and then the Roundheads, the English, took over in Parliament. But for some reason, they keep having their foot in the door. I don't get it. They were outlawed. Nobility was outlawed. It was not supposed to be there. But then they always take over again. I don't understand. And this is our problem, because we don't trust the people that actually convey the spirit and transfer this information into our psyches, and we're always undermined. We're always taken back. I'm going to shut this off. This is such stupid, useless music. I don't like it at all. Anyway, Brian Eno he had a big show of 1,000 paintings of his garbage, useless work. And what I'm thinking is that when I look at a painting like this, and when I go on my channel, I'm not Dana Durnford or Kevin Blanche or Lonnie Clark reading the book. I am a different animal in all of this, and I want people to understand. Well, actually, I believe as a free radical, I am a very inclusive person. I actually feel more and more, it's not about me. It's not about me saying anything to you. It's you beginning to feel that what I'm saying is actually the way you feel. That's what I'm about. This is the idea. It's not the idea that there's some sort of enlightened being that is going to lead us through the pearly gates into heaven or something. No, it's like every single one of us, as a free radical, I actually feel that I want to include people in the work that I've understood, that was something I've discovered within this concept of history, like Delacroix. I mean, they may have been superbly egotistical in so many different ways, but still they transmit this spirit of, I'm not sure what it is. There is, like, in spite of themselves, they're able to transmit this. It allows me to understand. I'm such a lover of this guy's work, and I don't know how it was in his life, but he tried to rouse in people, and especially through this painting that I'm going to put up, this sense of creating a spirit in the population to throw off the shackles, to be run by these oligarchs that have nothing other than their own interests in. They want to promote themselves. They're not interested in you or I. And we have come through the idea of the oligarchy. I mean, Magna Carta was a magnificent document, but is it being used? No, it's not. Magna Carta, common law, these ideas that put the power toward the common everybody. We have an ability to run the joint with our own energy, with our own spirit, with our own desires. And of course, the nuclear industry has become the new Napoleon. Napoleon supposedly, the new republic. And it turns out the old boss and new boss are the same idea. So the nuclear industry is the new Akhenaten. The oligarchs that have all the wealth on the planet, and the nuclear industry is the biggest, the wealthiest, it surpasses even, I think, Akhenaten. This guy would have been like, he would have been completely, totally enamored with the idea of the nuclear industry because it has concentrated the wealth in a very small group of people, and it's probably the most, well, I think in the history of humanity, if you think about this idea of monarchy and the people that have the direct line to the omnipotent being, who actually makes them very wealthy, this is always a sign that something is wrong. When somebody ends up owning everything that is produced and exists on the planet, I think there is a problem, especially if you have 7 billion people, and it's an insult. It's an insult. And as long as people still kind of buy into this insult, we're in trouble. Because the sissies in dresses, you look at paintings of these people that run the joint, they couldn't wipe themselves. They need us. They need us for everything. But we say, okay, you're the head guy. It makes no sense. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to infiltrate the common psyche through my work. And I still have a commitment and a belief to the idea that it will come out of the art. And political movements, and unfortunately it all kind of reverts, like the Who did the Old Boss, New Boss song. I think that's very apropos. And what I want to keep pounding at is the people that you love, that produce the work of beauty and exhilaration for you, is of no value anymore, especially if we are going to be so completely devastated by this nuclear radiation. Who cares how beautiful a work of art is? The art has to represent the time we're in, and create the spirit that will actually allow us to overcome what it is that we need to do. The way Delacroix painted liberty leading the people. And there are and the Statue of Liberty. I think the Statue of Liberty at the in the harbor going into New York is basically is part of that principle, that liberty for all. The idea that it's in our power, and we allow this to be hijacked, and probably because we lack the spirit, and the art has been totally devastated. In the last 50 years, Warhol was the last one who warned us, who said, if you go in this direction, you're sunk. Your ship is sunk. And is this ship sinking? This ship is sinking. This ship is sinking because the art that represents the spirit, the way it does in this painting, has been eliminated from the planet. And none of the people that are supposedly producing the brilliance that actually inspires us, they can't open their pie holes. And I would say Coldplay would be, no, I can't listen to that shit, but even so, they're so famous and whatever. Where are they on the most monumental, devastating event in the history of all life on this planet, called Fukushima, and the destruction by the nuclear industry? They don't open their mouth because they're not on our side. They're on Charles X and Louis XIV and Henry VIII and all those people that have gone and taken the power away from us. And we need to reclaim it. And the way we reclaim it is to call them out. You don't let them get away with their bullshit. They're charlatans, they're liars, they're frauds. And you got to go with this feeling of spirit, and I will continue to make the work that I believe is necessary. And I will defend my work the way Blanche is defending his work, the way Dana Durnford, our spirit on the water, is defending each one of us, and he's defending his work. And that's what we got to call them out. Leave a comment on people that you listen to that you think their work is great. The ones that are alive. I'm not talking about the dead ones. They're gone. It's irrelevant. The ones that are taking the field and saying we're the artists of the century. No, they're not. The Coldplay types, the Madonna types, they're not on our side. They're on the oligarch side. They're the people that actually enforce and reinforce the idea that these are the most important people on the planet. Like this guy, it's like this guy standing there, right, his pit bull, and he's guarding the most, the atrocity of our passion. He's guarding the atrocity. He's making sure we keep getting stuck in the atrocity of our passions, the worst part of us. And let's not go there. Anyway, I'm going to keep pounding away at this. We gotta, the art has to create the spirit that liberates us from this monumental destruction. I mean, I can't put it in a more direct way, and I'll keep pounding it. And I'm not gonna give you the information like Dana or even Kevin is talking a lot about events that are occurring. I don't care. I don't care because I know it's really fucking bad. And I'm gonna say we need to find within each of us this spirit, this feeling, this heart chakra, whatever that might be in esoteric language, this feeling inside each one of us to get off our ass and in our own individual lives begin to make a difference, whatever it is. And that doesn't mean going and fixing a nuclear plant, because I don't know how to do that, but I know how to evoke, like Delacroix, this feeling of spirit. I know how to do that. I know how to do that because I'm a painter. I know how to do that.